Hi everyone, this is your girl Nikita, and welcome to the Perfectly Powerful You podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Perfectly Powerfully You podcast. I'm your host, Nikita, and I trust, hope, and expect that you all are having a super duper stupendous, a truly tremendous, and a blindingly best day ever. We're gonna keep getting better at this, but until then, those will work. I am having a wonderful day. I'm really, really excited to be sitting down with you for the part 2 of our 5-part series for the month of December about shifting our money mindset and naturally increasing the amount of flow, abundance, and financial liberation that you are absolutely deserving of. I would highly encourage you to go back to the first episode of our mindset blocks before continuing this video if you haven't already done so, because it'll really help you with not only becoming even more aware of some of the mindset blocks that you have, i.e., what you're telling yourself and what you're feeling, in order to even more thoroughly shift them in this episode. It's not that you don't have to, but it really, really helps with getting clear with what is your personal mindset block or multiple blocks that's stopping the flow of abundance in your life, and being able to use this episode to shift them in a way that feels right for you. And I would also encourage a pen and paper handy for writing all of these down, because it helps with taking the intangible, sometimes mess and busyness that happens in our brain, while also being able to put it in concrete terms and making it something that we can chew on. So if you haven't already done so, highly encourage you to do that and then pop on back to this one. Or if you're not going to do it anyways, all good. We're here and you can go back whenever you want. The series is here for your enjoyment, for your enlightenment, and for your education. And I hope you have so much fun being able to get curious with where you might be at in your money journey and your money relationship, and how you can transform that to really live the life that you would love and that you are totally deserving of. If you haven't already done so, I would highly encourage and be very, very grateful for if you could like, subscribe, and give a 5-star review for this episode and for the Perfectly Powerfully You podcast. Not only does it help in creating even more amazing content, it also helps to share with others that they might benefit from being able to have this information, and to be able to just broaden the population of radical light beings and like-minded light bringers to be able to just have a better life for everyone in general. So thank you so much for doing that, and let's get on to the episode. So as I was doing my own research and education for the series, and in particular this episode, I came across a website called Ramsey Solutions, which is a fantastic domain for those of you who would love some other educational videos and some other information to help you with structuring your money mindset, and being able to have a amazing community of people who would also love to radically transform their money relationship. So I saw on their website that they did a study that they conducted of over 10,000 millionaires. And a really interesting fact, which I thought was so cool, is that 97% of millionaires believed that they could become millionaires. And that is where I'd love to start off with this podcast. We're going to get into our feeling tone around money and welcoming it even more. We're also going to touch base with some affirmations and mindset shifts. But in terms of right now, just know that your belief is one of the first steps after understanding where your mindset blocks are, to be able to transform your mindset. If you don't believe it's possible, it will not be possible for you. In the last episode, I had a quote from Henry Ford that whether you think that you can or you think that you cannot, either way, you're right. So even if there is a small part of you right now that believes it is possible for you to become a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a billionaire, sky's the limit, really. That's all you need to help grow. And if right now it doesn't seem like there's any part of you that believes it's actually possible for you, make that okay. But just know that as you get even more curious with your relationship with money, just know that we live in an abundant, infinite universe. And if there are already over 10,000 millionaires on this planet, and they're just people like you and I, just know that the only difference between their relationship with money and yours might just be their thinking. And it starts with their belief. So I would encourage you and invite you for this episode and going forwards to just connect with that part of you that knows it's possible, and know that the more you continue to touch base with that part of you that knows it's possible, the greater it grows inside of you. It's just like watering a plant. The more you talk to your plant, the more you feed your plant, the more you love it, the more you give sunlight to it, the more energy you put into it. The greater, the more voluptuous, the faster it will grow. And that's the same with your mental paradigms, your stories that you're telling about yourself, the feeling tone in your body, and the action steps that you will see as a result of changing your beliefs and just knowing that it absolutely is possible for you. So if 97% of millionaires believed it was possible for them, then that means it is absolutely possible for you. And they also believed that it was in their control, that it's not outside of them in any way, but rather the thinking, the feeling, and the action steps they take that will move them in the direction of increasing the amount of money in their life. So if they knew that they had the key to their success, that took anything that was outside of them, like anything that they thought like was probably inheritance. It's not inheritance, it's not fancy education, and it's not wealthy parents that are the reason for their success. They believed it was possible for them, and they took action steps in accordance with it, and they knew that the key to their success was within them the entire time. So I would encourage you again, have the belief that success is possible for you, because that is what this whole episode is about. Knowing that it starts with uncovering our awareness of some blocks and knowing that everything happens twice. Everything is created twice. First in thought, then in reality. When you think possibility, when you think believability, when you think millionaire, billionaire mentality, it is just a matter of time, energy, and focus until it becomes your reality. So, Ramsey Solutions says that your behavior will follow your beliefs, making it easier to stick to good habits. And over time, your entire perspective will change for the better because you start giving yourself examples of how it is possible for you. One way that I was able to shift my mentality was giving myself examples, because up until now, I did not believe that it was possible for me to be a millionaire, let alone a billionaire. I thought that I was always going to be working in low-end jobs, scraping money by, not really having like the luxury that I really wanted, that I saw other people have, that I wanted to experience for myself. But I didn't believe I was deserving up until now. But something that in my own personal life coaching and what I teach to my clients is that you shift your mentality, but you couple that and you powerhouse that mentality with examples. So when I want to grow anything in my life, whether it be if I want to see more food in my life, whether I want to see more money in my life, whether I want to see more love in my life, I first know that it's possible and I believe that it's possible for me. And it's what I also teach my clients. And I give myself examples of where it's already occurring, and I write it down and I check in with it every single day. Because just like you're feeding your plant, you feed your money mindset. So if up until now you're like, well, money doesn't really come to me very easily, I would like for you to put that on the shelf for right now. And let's switch that and say, well, maybe up until now, I didn't believe it was possible for me to have easy flowing money in my life. But now, and this is where we shift our mindset, but now I know that money comes to me in increasing ways all the time in a variety of different ways. So I keep a journal on me, around me, with me all the time. And this is also what I encourage my clients to do. Write it down, give it your attention, give it your energy. So whether it be someone bought you dinner, maybe you went out to a restaurant and your dinner came to $30. That's $30 that just came into your life. And maybe up until now, you would have just passed it off and said, thanks so much for a meal. But that is money. That food that you were able to luxury in, to delight in, to share in conversation and company with your friend came because that money was present and that money was turned into the exchange of food. But if there wasn't money present, that food wouldn't have been available. So when I go out and someone treats me to dinner, I mentally make note of that and I write it down later. And I say, man, I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing ways all the time in a variety of different ways. And here's my example why. Someone bought me dinner at $30, or there was a lump sum of money, $100. Oh, I got a bonus check. Maybe it's $1,000. Maybe someone gave you a pack of gum, $3. Whatever it is, when you take that tangible item, or maybe it's just physical money, and you translate it into the equivalent money form, you're giving yourself reasons why money is already present. Because if you say, well, I'm waiting for money to come, money will always be outside of you. But the mindset power move here is to know it already exists in your present state. And that's why you look for it. It's also, we're going to get a little sciencey here, but I've mentioned in other videos, your reticular activating system is your filter. We are machines. Our bodies are amazing. We have 5 senses that are intaking information for our eyes, our taste, our ears, what we're listening to, what we're feeling, what we're smelling. And this is a lot of information that our bodies are taking in. It can be overwhelming for our conscious mind. So we have our reticular activating system. This is the filter. Have you ever thought about how you really wanted to buy a red car and then you started seeing red cars everywhere? Or maybe you're like, I really would love to have a new dog in my life. And then you start seeing so many dogs around you. That is not a coincidence. That is the magic of our human body that we have been gifted with, and we can use it to our advantage. So if you would love to naturally increase the amount of money in your life, tell your mind you already have it. Actively look for it and then watch it come to you naturally in your awareness. If you say, look, there's money. Oh, look, there's money. Oh, look, there's money opportunities. Man, money comes to me in increasing ways all the time in a variety of different ways. This is interesting. I'm going to write this down. Wow, more money's coming to me. Oh my gosh, wow, look at more money's coming to me. And your reticular activating system is your best friend. It can be your worst enemy sometimes if you're not aware of how you're using it, i.e., if you're continuing continuing to perpetuate lack in your life and how money is leaving you, then you're going to see even more ways of how it's leaving you. But you can reverse this and say, okay, well, there's money in my life. Oh, there's money in my life. All right, there's money in my life. And then just watch how your mind's eye will naturally give you examples and change your belief and believability about how even more money can come into your life by naturally using the biological mechanisms that we have been gifted with. And this is because, as Earl Nightingale says, we become what we think about. So let's talk about affirmations and rewriting our money mindset. These are some fun ones that I like to write on the daily, multiple times daily, usually morning and night. When we are most impressionable. And this is because the affirmation, reaffirmation, writing it down, continuing to perpetuate and give ourselves examples. It's the rinse and repeat method. The more you tell yourself something, the more you start to believe it. And this is why when we are up until now, maybe thinking about some of the mindset blocks, like money doesn't grow on trees, money is hard to come by, I have to work harder for my money. If that's what you keep telling yourself, that becomes your reality. So this is why we understand our blocks, and we subsequently we reverse it again, and we take the opposite and we start to reaffirm it as opposed to affirming these blocks. So some of the affirmations that I really love using are the feelings of worthiness affirmation, because up until now, didn't know I was worthy, didn't know I was deserving. I had to work harder for my money, and it was really hard to even just like scrape by. But now I love telling myself that money loves me and I love money. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing ways all the time in a variety of different ways. That money comes to me effortlessly, that I can work less and make more, that I am a magnet for money. And these are ones that I really love using because they're simple, they're easy, and up until now, they were uncomfortable. Why would I say that money loves me and that I love money? Saying that I love money feels greedy. It feels like uncomfortable. Like, why do I love money? Well, I love money because I love what money does for me. I love that I have a roof over my head. So thankful for my phone that I have, because if I didn't have money, I wouldn't be able to afford the luxury of having a phone every month. Man, thank you, money. I'm so thankful. And I love that money does so many great things for me. I get to treat my friends out. I get to tithe to the organization that I love watching grow myself. Money, in essence, is neutral. Our relationship with money is important. That I'll talk about later is the energy of money, making it welcome. But it's kind of like I mentioned in the other video, that if someone was talking bad about you and that really didn't want to be in your company and was saying all these like negative things about you, would you want to be present in their life? Probably not. But when you say, "Oh man, like Nikki, I'm so happy that you're here. Man, it's so good that you're here. Like Nikki, you're doing amazing things and it's just really good to watch you grow." And that relationship would be like, "Oh man, like I love being in your company. Like thank you so much for saying so many great things about me. I feel welcome. I feel like I'm really doing something for your life. So of course I want to be in your life." This is the same for money. If you know that you love money and that money really does great things, and then you're like, "Oh, well, money loves me too. Like, money wants the best for me. Money wants to support me. Money gives me security and safety." Like, that kind of relationship, just like your friend, is going to encourage that feeling tone in your body and affirm in your body that you're safe with money, that money is safe with you, that there's a sense of security with you and your relationship with money. So affirming, yes, feeling tone is important as well. And maybe up until now you didn't believe it. If you would love to encourage this feeling of safety, security, love, certainty, believability with money, maybe you don't have that now. Something that I love to do when I was encouraging my body to resonate with this feeling of safety, security, and love and generosity with money is where am I already feeling safety, security, love, and generosity? Not necessarily with money yet, but I do now. But in other aspects of my life, where am I already feeling safe, secure, loved, and generous? And just conjure these feelings and emotional state in your body of something else that you are very certain that you have a total resonance with. Maybe it could be, man, I feel really safe with my partner. This, like, I know I'm all like, my partner always provides for me and I provide for my partner. That there's this unshakable, undoubtable feeling of security and confidence. You can take that feeling because your body's so objective. You could take that feeling and put it on money. And if there seems like be some discrepancy, just keep bringing it back. Just keep bringing it back. Because when you're able to say, oh man, like safety and security with my partner, now safety and security with money. Ah, yes, safety and security with my partner. And now safety and security with money. Because now you're saying, money loves me. I love money. Money comes to me easily, just like my partner is always there for me. Money is always there for me. So you can take that and you can put it on money, and really be able to affirm with your mind and make it a dominant paradigm to shift. It's hard to have money, and now it's easy to have money. Money is really scarce. Money is really abundant in my life, and you can feel that and see that shift. And it does take effort. It does take focus. It does take dedication. But this feeling tone, when you keep playing with it, practicing it, just getting curious with it, and the more you do it, again, I encourage morning and night, writing it down, really resonating with it. This something, it'll become easier and easier and easier to be able to bring up, and it just starts becoming a part of your life. So, some of the things that I would love to propose to you are just a couple of the blocks that I mentioned in the previous episode and how we can shift them in this episode. So, one of the things that I mentioned is the idea of that's too expensive. And we're going to change that to that's luxurious. The idea of expensive puts it outside of you. The idea of luxury and, ooh, that's luxurious. It is neither inside or outside of you. That's luxurious. Feels like it now becomes you, but it feels expansive. Saying that's too expensive puts it outside of you, makes it so that you almost like can't afford it, but saying, ooh, that's luxurious means that there is this higher quality, more expansive feeling in your body. And it turns it from, I can't afford that, that's too expensive, to, ooh, that's luxurious, and changes the feeling tone. And you can play with this with also that's so expensive. There's no way I can afford that. Two, that's luxurious. And I'm choosing to direct my money elsewhere because saying that's so expensive, there's absolutely no way I can afford that is a block. It really closes the door to your mind of any possibility that you're actually able to afford it. Because not only did you put outside of yourself, that's too expensive, I don't have the money, I can't afford that. Two, ooh, that's luxurious. And power move here, I choose to allocate my resources elsewhere. Because, yeah, I recognize quality. Quality is me. I have a very refined eye. That's luxurious. Oh, I love luxury. And I also am the highest stewardess of my resources, and I'm choosing, power move here, bring it back to me. I'm choosing to allocate my resources elsewhere. And so when I am doing this in my own life, I mentioned in my previous video, $400 jacket. Maybe up until now, that wasn't something that you're like, oh man, it's $400 is way too expensive for a jacket. Now you could say, "Ooh, this is luxurious. I love this jacket. Putting on, I feel amazing." And I'm choosing to allocate my resources elsewhere, maybe to a trip, maybe to your car payment, maybe to your phone bill. It can be something that you're already easily affording that in your life right now. And you're still maintaining the power and you're telling your body that, ooh, luxurious, still able to easily afford this. I'm choosing not to. So it takes it from outside of you back to you and really changing the feeling tone in your body from lack mindset into abundance mindset, power move choice. And the other couple ones that I have is I can't afford that to how can I afford that? Again, just making it softens it, saying I can't afford that. Again, closes the door to your mind, puts it outside of you, really makes it so that there's no possibility for you to actually live the life that you'd love. Two, how can I afford that? What possibility is there for me to be able to move in the direction of my dream? What are some ideas, inspiration, resources, circumstances that can be welcomed into my life now that I'm telling myself, how can I afford this? And even if it's not in your awareness right now, it's just creating the door, the pathway, the ability for your mind to just soften and say, well, if I know that there is the ability for me to afford this, how can I afford this? And again, this is just a sneaky way that you can shift your mind from not possible, I can't afford this, to possibility, how can I afford this? And let's move on to money mindset. This is also around the affirmations as well that I would love to propose to you to adopt into your life. And one of the things that I have written down is that I have the freedom to spend, but I can also tell myself no to a purchase. This is a power move again. It's also like saying, "Ooh, that's luxurious," but I'm choosing to allocate my resources elsewhere. It's saying, "I have the freedom to spend. Of course I do. I can spend on whatever I'd love." And I can also tell myself no to a purchase, that I have all the money, but it doesn't mean that I need to spend all the time, that I have the ability and love saving my money as well and allowing it to accumulate. I enjoy helping others who are struggling by giving generously. It means that because one of the dominant feelings of the most successful and wealthy people in this world is this feeling of generosity, of peace. Those who feel like they don't have enough don't tend to give, because if giving to someone else means they're in constriction and lack, they generally want to hoard all of the resources and money that they have. But those who know that they're generous and have even more than enough to satiate their lives and to live comfortably and peacefully and luxuriously in their life, they know that they have enough for others as well. And it feels good to give. Doesn't it feel really, really amazing knowing that not only can you easily like give to yourself, but you can also give to another and benefit another's life. So by saying, I enjoy helping others who are struggling by giving generously, it really means that you are and you become a person of increase. And that idea and feeling tone of increase naturally increases in your life because your energy that you're telling to the universe is increased. Not only do I have enough, but I have enough and then some to give to others. And this is a different law that I go into in other videos, but there's also the law of receiving is activated through the law of giving. If you want anything in your life, first you must give. It's kind of like you don't expect a fire to give you heat without giving it wood first. So you can use this mentality of increasing the amount of money in your life by giving first. So not only do you think it, but you actually become and resonate with the person that you want to be. So I enjoy helping others who are struggling by giving generously. You then tell your energy, I have enough for me and I have so much I have stuff for others. And you become a person of increase by telling your energy that there is abundance around you. And another thing I would love to add is it is possible to achieve my financial goals, because maybe up until now you might have been telling yourself that it's absolutely impossible to reach your financial goals. But now you can tell your mind, tell your body, you know what? It's actually possible for me to reach my financial goals. And you can one up yourself by saying to yourself, it's actually very easy for myself to reach my financial goals. let's talk about expectation. I would love for you to put on the energy of certainty and expect that you make a lot of money. This goes back to believability and how successful people believed and millionaires believed that they would become millionaires. So when you expect that you make a lot of money, energetically, that's attracting everything to you. If you think something, but you don't actually believe it's going to happen, again, it's like kinking the hose and saying, it's really not going to happen for me. And that takes and removes the power from your own hands. Expectation is the positive, attractive force that your body becomes a magnet for. The signal from your mind casts out to the universe that you're holding in your mind that you're attracting a certain level of money. And this is the negative force that's sending it out. And then your body, the expectation is a positive, attractive force that it is happening for you and you're expecting it to happen. So you're thinking that this is possible for me. You're acting in accordance and you're expecting it to happen because you can say, I deserve to make a lot of money. When you expect something and say, I deserve to make a lot of money, then that again tells your mind, tells your body, energetically resonates with the idea that you're just expecting to make a lot of money, that you don't know how everything's going to come into being, but knowing that you're doing all the things, you're adopting a mindset of increase. You're recognizing where there might be money blocks. You're actively shifting that mental block into a paradigm of abundance. So you're doing the steps, you're acting in accordance. And now the power move, the amplifying move is to expect it. If you do things and you don't expect it to happen, you might as well not try at all because, again, kinking the hose. It's like saying, yeah, I'm going to do this, but I really don't expect it to work out. You're energetically sending out, not possible, scarcity and lack. Why even bother trying? And the universe doesn't necessarily respond to your thoughts, it responds to your energy. This whole world, physics, says that we're all energetically vibrating at a level of frequency. Resonate with the frequency that you want to attract, and it then becomes yours. It's not hope, it just is. When you believe it is possible for you, you expect it to happen, then it automatically becomes yours because you're resonating with it. You become it. And it's okay that you might not expect it right away, but the more you do it and the more you give yourself examples and the more you, again, write down your affirmations and then you shift your thoughts, you resonate with it, you take the action step, you write down examples of where it's coming, then you build your expectancy for it to happen. Because up until now, when people said expect it to happen, I was like, well, how am I supposed to expect this to happen when it hasn't happened to me up until now? This is where you build it. You build your expectation, you build your believability of you to make it happen and the universe to support you in your endeavors. And again, this is not a one and done, people. This is you building and shifting and creating the life that you would love. And up until now, your dominant mentality might have been scarcity, lack, density, not possible, just like constriction in general. And this is not going to happen overnight. Your expectation for what is possible grows as you grow. And so this is why I encourage, again, have the examples with you at all times of why it's already happening. Because our brain and our mental paradigms like to keep us in our comfort zone. And if our comfort zone up until now was scarcity, lack, density, scraping by, not having really enough for the end of the month, that will continue to happen because those are the examples that we've had and continue to perpetuate up until now. But now we're shifting our beliefs. We're shifting our expectation for what is possible for us. And that comes with time, that comes with focus, dedication, and love of self. It comes with just endeavoring because you're going to create a life anyways. Would you love to create it by default, i.e., the mental patterns and paradigms of lack, scarcity, density that you've already been thinking? Or would you love to create it by design and endeavor to live a different life and expect the highest good to happen that you may not know how? But would you love to expect and grow that expectancy with every example you've been giving yourself by just endeavoring to try to say, okay, maybe up until now, I didn't think that money came to me very easily. Okay, I recognize it used to be a block in my life of the flow of money. Now, I know that money comes to me in increasing ways all the time in a variety of different ways. How do I know this? I know this because I gave myself examples. Someone bought me dinner that was $30. I remember that I got this lump sum of money for $100. Someone just gave me a pack of gum that's $3. Okay, well, if all of these are already coming into my life, I can expect that more will come because I can expect that life is ever seeking even freer, fuller expansion of itself by me and through me because I am connected to an infinite source of wealth, freedom, and expansion. And the universe, if we are the universe inside of us, we cannot breathe ourselves. There's something breathing us. And that something breathing us, it's giving us breath in and out of our life and in and out of our lungs every single moment. Then I can expect that if there are others already making millions and welcoming billions in their life, and they're just people just like me, then I can expect that the even greater is here for me, even if I don't know how yet. But if I endeavor to try, if I endeavor to write down the examples of where I'm already seeing this, then I can expect that if I'm already seeing an increase in everything that's already in my awareness, I can expect more. So for the final thing I'd love to touch on for this episode is focus on the energy of money and holding space for it. It becomes even more present and even more of a loving energy in your life. And we can be happy and relaxed with spending money. I, up until now, felt very, very uncomfortable with giving away my money, and sometimes even with food. I, up until now, had such a constricting feeling giving away money that every time I would go to the grocery store, all I would be saying in my head is, I can't really afford this. Oh, maybe I shouldn't get this. I'll get the cheapest value for this. And oh, this is on sale. Great. Normally I wouldn't buy this, but because it's on sale, I'm going to buy it. And as soon as I was about to pay for everything, I was like, oh, I hope I have enough. And all of these are very, very constricting. And even when I'd leave the store, I remember feeling like, am I going to be able to afford being able to like pay for rent this month? Am I going to have like enough for the end of the month? And all of this was not relaxed at all. It was very constricting. It felt very unsafe. It felt very insecure about my money. And so putting on the feeling of being relaxed with your money is also where some rigor and some work comes in, when maybe at the level of fact, your financial abundance does not reflect what you would love. And this is how I bridged the gap between this lack mentality of not having enough to having even more than enough and feeling very, very secure with my finances. And something that really helped me is saying an affirmation and being very active in my mindset when I was spending money. And so this is also with bills. So let's use the example of when we're paying for our utilities or our hydro or our phone or our car, all of these. is energy going out. So we don't want to be really, really constricting with money because it's like choking the life out of the fact that money doesn't come to you. So if you're really wanting to hoard money because you don't think it's actually going to be even more present in your life, that's like holding on to your breath and just hoping that there's going to be another. So we can take a breath and slowing down and pausing and really being active in your mind when you are giving money is important. So for your phone bill, for example, you can start saying something like, I'm so happy and grateful. And I love starting off with this. I'm so happy and grateful now that I easily afford my phone bill. I'm so happy for the company that provided me with this phone, that provides me with the ability to talk to my friends and access the internet whenever I want, like through my phone. I'm so grateful for my phone. And I love paying for and investing in. We'll use investing instead of paying for. It's also another fine-tuned word that you can use. I love investing in my phone and I easily invest in my phone. So every time I pay for my phone, I send out these good vibes for paying for my phone. I'm like, I'm so happy and grateful for my phone. Here you are. I easily and generously invest in X amount per month for my phone. Same thing for your car, same thing for your vet bill. Maybe you get an unexpected medical bill and you're like, I'm a little uncomfortable up until now. Now, oh, I'm so thankful that there's a medical system. I'm so thankful that I easily afford this. And I'm so thankful that I have the money to support my greater expansion of health. So you can easily say, oh man, now I have to pay for my phone bill, and now I don't know if I'm gonna have enough for the end of the month, and it sucks that it's so expensive. Like I hate paying for the audacity of having this much for my phone bill. That's an option too. You can absolutely do that. But just notice your energy because your energy is what's going to attract or constrict the flow of abundance in your life. If you are not grateful for the things that you are already sending your money out to help you with, then you're just telling the universe that you're not grateful for any of the things that you have. So if you're saying constriction, I don't want to pay for this, then constriction you shall have. But if you're saying, oh, I'm so happy and grateful for the money I'll already have to be able to pay for my phone and invest in my phone, I'm very thankful that I have the ability to talk with my family and friends. Like, this is something I easily and gratefully invest in. And I'm thankful for the money I do have to invest in this. Is a different energy altogether than I hate paying for my phone bill. Why is it so expensive? I wish it wasn't so expensive. And it just feels not really fun in our body. So we can take the power back from what money used to feel like for us by just shifting things a little bit and having just even more gratitude and making money welcome by allowing that the flow out, because just like our breath is going to flow in and out of our bodies anyways, just like money flows in and out of our body and in and out of our life anyways. So if we're grateful for the breath in and out of our lungs, knowing that if we hold on to it, our body is going to want to naturally let go of it anyways, that we can make money welcome by generously releasing it, knowing that more comes to us, just like the flow of our breath. And that is all I have for you guys today. And I hope, trust, and expect that there were some fun tidbits that you feel a little bit more inspired and enlightened to transform and maybe shift your perspective a little bit on how money is serving you, how you are serving money, on how you can welcome even more money in your life, and all the great things that money has to offer, and being able to naturally increase it by shifting your awareness of money's ability to transform your life by just shifting your blocking paradigm mentalities to expansive mental paradigms that allow for a shift in thought, a shift in feeling, and a shift in action naturally just by changing how you're thinking about it. By expecting even more money in your life, by giving yourself examples of where money is already present and accumulating in your life, And by focusing on the energy of money and how not only it's coming easily into your life, but how you can easily release and generously release money out of your life. If this was an awesome podcast and you so enjoyed it, I highly encourage and I'm so grateful for you for liking, subscribing, giving a 5-star review on the platform. And I trust, hope, and expect that you guys have an amazing day. And please look forward to episode 3 for our 5-part series in the money mindset series for how we become and act in accordance with this new mindset change that we are endeavoring to live for an even greater expansion of our life, because we are so deserving. You are so deserving of even more money in your life to live the life that you'd always love and to contribute to the causes that feel good for you and to have even more safety, security, love, certainty about the ever increasing and expansion of money in your life. I hope you guys have a super duper day, and I look forward to talking with you all very soon. Hello everybody, I hope that you enjoyed this video in the Money Mindset series. This is a special reminder that spots are filling up for my Dream Building beta group happening in the new year. There's only 5 spots, and this one-time offer is a third of the price I normally offer for my Dream Building group. So I recommend, if you're super ready to not only transform your health, your relationships, your vocation, and your time and money freedom, that you check out the link in the description box below, reserve your spot on the wait list, and really get connected to the vision of the life that you would love to live.
Thank you all for joining me today, because it's my absolute pleasure to be here with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts about today's content and any inspirational words of wisdom you'd love to share. I'd also love if you would leave a 5-star review on whatever platform it is you're listening to this on, because it helps in creating even more awesome content. May your day be filled with only love and light, and I look forward to talking with you all